You're entering a no judgment zone. The following show is real and raw, and everyone is encouraged to speak their mind. This is the Immigrant Experience, a program we hope will have an impact on the future of newcomer immigrants and Canada at large. An open platform, one that welcomes everybody. This is the Immigrant Experience. And now your hosts, Emmanuel and Ruben.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Immigrant Experience podcast. This is your co-host Ruben.
And Emmanuel Duala-Ekoko.
Yes, thank you so much. Another episode, another day with amazing Mr. Jacob in the house. Thank you so much for accepting to talk to us.
Oh, yes.
I'm glad to be here. Very glad to be here.
It's an honor. It's an honor having you.
I've told you he's biased. So everything he says, zero credibility.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because I'm his brother.
Oh
I know.
No,
But
it's
but
really
he's
an honor.
honest.
Yeah, thank you.
Emmanuel, even if your brother, I know Emmanuel is honest.
Thank you. Well, it's an honor because from the first part, you can clearly see that we have learned so much already from you.
For sure.
And you have literally blessed us being here today. I'm sure many people are going to watch this episode over and over again to learn
To take
some of the knowledge. You want to have your note and paper for this one.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Yes.
And the main purpose of this episode is mainly to talk about the piece you wrote,
Yes.
the book you wrote.
Yeah.
Maybe can you
Choose
maybe
life.
a little bit an introduction for people who are seeing this for the first time, and maybe introduce the book.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I always start with a story of what inspired the book.
Yeah.
And so about 5 years ago, I had a visit with my family doctor. That is how the book started, in the doctor's office. When I went to the doctor's office, I did the routine test that everybody does. And when I was about to step out, the doctor called me back in. And he said, Jacob, I've been looking at your charts, your medical charts, and I've seen that whenever you come in, your blood pressure goes up continuously. And when he looked at it that day, he says, guess what? You have high blood pressure. Yeah. So that is how the book started. And so, of course, I was like, what the heck are you saying? Then I was just 40. I mean, a young African guy, you look at
40
me,
years old.
you know, I look fit. He knows me. I don't drink alcohol. I mean, those typical things that you associate with high blood pressure. And so I say, okay, well, great. I turned to the doctor and I told the doctor, okay, well, man, give me up a prescription. Let me get out of here.
Yeah.
And guess what? I was shocked. The doctor said, no, I'm not going to give you a prescription. So I said, like, what do you mean you not give me a prescription?
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to challenge you to consider a different solution. He says, I want you to change your lifestyle. Because he says, when I look at you, you are just 40. I can tell by looking at you, the doctor said, that you are not very active, which he was right. You don't eat healthy, which he was right. And he says that I just want you to go and change that. And the third one, he says you eat a lot of salt. For those of us from Africa, that is not a surprise. He says you surely eat a lot of salt. You eat out a lot. So go and do these 3 things for 6 months and then come back. Now, I look at the doctor and I say, well, you go there, you want the doctor to solve your problem.
Yeah.
And then the doctor turn and look at me that, no, you go and solve your problem by changing that.
Yeah.
And so when I started thinking about that, when I went home and I started doing this slowly, I spoke to my wife and I got the treadmill. Again, it was in the heart of the winter. So I bought the treadmill and I started. Then it starts occurring to me that we as humans, it doesn't matter your ideology, your race. We have this bias. We have this bias for what I call magic pills.
Yeah.
Like we want to get things with almost no effort. Because that was my stuff to the doctor. No, just give me the pill. I just want to take the pill. So on the one hand, I can take this magic pill that is going to solve my problems without
everything.
Changing my lifestyle. I can continue with my bad habits. I can eat whatever I want to eat. I can eat as much salt as I want. I can have no exercise. I just come back from work and I binge and then I continue. Or on the other hand, I can do what the doctor said. I can try to be active 3 or 4 times a week, as he told me. I can eat less salt, and I can eat more vegetables and fruits. Now, this is what I want you to imagine, and this is what the book is all about, is that there are certain things in life where there's a magic pill. Not so. You can take a magic pill for high blood pressure. But now think about a business. It's the same thing. So. There's no magic pill for a business.
No.
For the business, you have to understand the principles, because what the doctor gave me, that eat less salt, exercise, and eat more vegetable, those are just lifestyle changes, what I call principles. That's it. But it's the same thing in the business. In the business, there are principles that govern business. Nobody will give you a magic pill that you can just take it and then you're successful. You have to understand the principles. You have to apply them. And then success is just a result of you applying those principles. Or if you take a family or your marriage, it's the same thing in a marriage. There's no magic pill anybody can give you to be successful in marriage. I have been married for a while. And even if you are in a relationship, you are not married, you know that. If you take as a student, there is no magic pill that is going to help you do well in school. There are principles you have to apply. So that was what inspired the book. And then, because when I started going to it, then it shifted my mind. It says, I get it. This is not just about my blood pressure, but it applies to the same idea applies to every area of my life.
Of your life.
Is that I have to know those principles and I have to respect them if I want to see success. Because there are no magic pills in those areas.
It's very interesting when I hear this, because many people go through life without ever realizing it, that you have to, there's a guideline. I think most people just live in a laissez-faire, like in a free flow mindset, and that it's not governed by anything. And you find yourself in the same repetitive situations or stumbling over and over again, but never understanding how that came about. So I would like to understand. So how did you take it? What motivated you after the doctor told you this, that drove you towards looking more into these principles that you needed to change?
So first, and this is again an interesting story. And now this doctor is a friend. And a member in the church.
No way.
And
so that must have been tough to take.
I'll be honest that was the only reason why I accepted the challenge. And so I actually frame it as do not take the pill challenge. Not so, because if I didn't know this guy, I'll say, man, give me my prescription and get it out of here. But just imagine you said no, then you are meeting this guy every day in the church, in the community. You feel like a wimp, not so. And so because I knew this guy, I said, and we were students together. Now he's a medical doctor. I am in IT. So I said, man, at least I should give it a try. You get it. Let me not embarrass myself in front of somebody I know. So at least I am going to do this. And now what inspired me to do it? First, it was a friend. And then, of course, I looked at my kids. Not so I have. Then I have my kids are still small. I said, well, I would like to live healthy. I would like to live long so that I'm here for my grandkids and stuff like that. And as I started going through the process, you'll see like the second chapter in the book talks about how principles function. And I think you were touching on that a bit. Is that the first attribute I give is that principles do not care about your ideology. They do not care about your intentions. Because we all have good intentions. We all have ideologies. But let me take the principle of gravity, because everybody understands that. Gravity does not care about you.
Exactly.
Gravity will walk, whether you believe it or not. It doesn't care. Not so. Everything that goes up must come down. But it's the same thing for your health. There are certain principles that govern your health. If you eat certain way, you are not active in a certain way, the results are just like, the results are the consequence. Let me put it that way. They don't care. It's the same thing about business. They don't care.
About relationships.
Not so. About relationships. They don't care. You are going to get... I say in the book that a principle has the sharp edge and the blunt edge. Not so. If you submit to the principle and you do it well like gravity, the sharp edge is going to help you. If you neglect it, guess what? The blunt edge is going to hit you at the back of the head. Because they don't care about whether you believe in God or not. And I want to say that in this book, I really try to challenge especially people of faith. Because some people of faith, especially young people nowadays, they think that I just have to say, I believe in God and God will take care of the rest.
I think that's a very good point you hit.
Yeah.
That's a very good point you hit, because
principles don't care about your faith in God.
Yes, I think we have most of these African churches, our religion, in the way it's been done now, I think they're selling religion as a principle.
Yeah.
And that is misleading the church of God.
They are suggesting that, I love how you put religion. And that's why I was saying that, I follow Jesus Christ, not religion. I follow both his theology and his ideology.
Yeah.
Is that religion, people sell a lot the theology of Jesus. They don't look at this ideology of Jesus.
Yeah.
Not so. And people are being told that all you have to do is have faith. Have faith and everything is going like, okay, have faith. Okay, I have faith and I keep eating. Just imagine that I had faith and I kept eating the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I kept doing no exercise. What do you think I'm going to get? High blood pressure, stroke, or diabetes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am a pastor as well.
Yeah.
I think I talked that in the other video.
Yes.
And I understand scripture. I study scripture. And as we'll discuss in this book, you will see cases where Jesus responded with wisdom. So this book is about this dichotomy. There's this false dichotomy between faith and wisdom.
That's a good one.
Not so. So I talk about, for those who are Christians, you know the story, the pig story, that the devil took Jesus to the top of the mountain to test him.
Yes.
And he's told Jesus that, Jesus, I want you to jump down to show that you have faith.
Yeah. That was after his fasting.
After his fasting. Jesus turned and told him, Jesus says that if I do that, I will be testing God. What was Jesus saying? Not so. Because Jesus understood gravity.
Yeah.
And he understands that it's the same God who created gravity. So why will I go and be jumping against gravity to show that God can deliver me because I have faith? But that is the gospel, as you said, that a lot of denominations are preaching today.
Yeah.
And a lot of immigrants, especially immigrants, are falling for it.
It is.
They say, do nothing, just believe in God and your life is going to be successful.
It is. And we see it even here still, that even in communities, like we had one of our friends who was telling us that these principles which are being sold through the church, they copy it.
Yes.
They believe it.
Yeah.
And they struggle, the church is struggling, and the spiritual administration is doing very well.
Yeah.
And we could clearly see that they donate about $600 a month for tithes and all that.
Yeah.
And they cannot even afford food.
Yes.
And they have to go to food bank to get food.
Yeah.
And that starts questioning, what are their principles?
Yes.
What do they what are the beliefs that they hold?
Yeah.
And how do we make people understand that there are different principles to different criteria? Like what you rightfully said. If you're sick, you need medication.
Yeah.
Whether you take anointing oil and whatever you take, and they pray for you, it's not going to need the fact that you need to go see a doctor.
Yes.
And we've had people die back home because of situations like this.
Don't talk about back home.
Yeah.
Like in Ottawa, a while back, we have a lady like that.
Yeah.
The lady went to see the doctor the way I saw the doctor.
Yeah.
The lady was prescribed medication for a certain issue.
Yeah.
And the lady went somewhere. And the lady said, the man of God said that you are healed. No longer take your medication. You know where the lady is today? On a wheelchair. She had a stroke.
Oh, my God.
No way.
No, yeah. I mean, let me tell you, remember what I said. The principles don't care about your ideology.
That's it.
Not so. There's a sharp edge of the principle and there's a blunt edge. If you choose to neglect it, you're going to get the penalty. If you obey it, you'll get the blessing. Now, I'm not saying that we do not believe. I'm a pastor. We believe that God can heal you.
Yeah.
So let me just share the 4 attributes I talk about principles before we go deeper. The first one is that principles don't care about your ideology. They don't care about your belief.
Principles don't care about your belief.
They are going to work.
Yeah.
If you obey them, they're going to work.
It's like the law of gravity.
Yes. If you disobey them, you pay the penalty. The second I have is that principles only care about your actions. They don't care about your ambition, your motive. They only respond to your action or inaction. Because at times, inaction is a seed. It's action.
Yes, action in another
Not
way.
so.
Yeah.
Inaction is action. When I choose not to exercise, that is an action.
Yeah.
It could be viewed as procrastination.
Yes. Most people don't. It took me a while to realize that inaction is action.
Yeah.
If you neglect your relationship, it's action.
Yes.
Because the counter action is that you don't like what will come on the other side.
Yeah.
No. So if you neglect it, you pay the penalty. Then the third one that I said in there is that, and this is the beauty for me because it fundamentally changed my mind. is that principles deliver consistent results. What do I mean? It doesn't matter whether you drop a watermelon from the top of CN Tower or from the tower in Seattle or somewhere. If you're on Earth, that watermelon is going to fall and it's going to break.
That's very true.
The results are consistent.
Yeah.
So, but what people struggle with that the results may not be quick.
Yeah.
That's the issue. That's the issue we have, is that the results is not quick, and therefore we humans, we want, the magic pill.
Yeah.
I want it, and I want
Quick.
it now.
I want it now. I want it now.
So that is the third. Then, of course, I said the fourth attribute is that, if we believe there's a creator, then the creator created principles. He is not subject to the principles. Now, that is what we call miracle. When you read in the Bible that Jesus came and rose the dead, it's because he's a creator.
Yeah.
However, the creator does not run the world like that every day. He doesn't run on miracle every day. He gives you principles, and then from time to time, he comes and roll back the principle because he's creator.
Yeah.
But when people are taught that just believe, they are taught to believe that miracle is every day. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I just want God to do it for me.
Yeah.
Not so. And that's what the title of the book is, Choose Life.
Choose life.
Because the title of the book comes from a portion of scripture, for those who know the Bible, where God himself said this. He says, today, I have shown you all the principles that can give you life. I have shown you all the principles that can give you the penalty. And I'm asking you to choose life, because God is saying that the choice is not mine. It's not my choice. I have shown you what is right.
Yeah.
If you obey these principles, you're going to be successful. You're going to be healthy. You're going to do well in your business. You do well in your relationship. You raise your children. But if you disobey them, God says these are all the penalties you're going to get, just like gravity. Yeah. And then God says in that chapter, he says, I'm advising you to choose life so that you and your children might live well.
That's a very good point you make.
And maybe we should go principle by principle.
Yeah,
yes.
well,
if you don't mind breaking it deep.
Before, I would love us to get to understand more
Some
of these principles.
Yes.
But before we get to that, I know youths in our society and the community, we struggle a lot nowadays with impatience.
Yes.
With wanting things quick, and we see all of these in different way, like the gangs and the scammers, and lots of the ways have changed in which the principles of life from the past was and now. What do you think that makes these principles difficult already? Like you see,
well, I mean,
for people,
I will not say that. I mean, every generation is different. Not so. There are subtle things in our environment, which I said in the book is called nudging. You've heard of the concept of nudging.
Yeah.
For instance, whenever you watch a movie and you see any brand you recognize, it's not an accident. I hope everybody knows that.
Yeah. We know
it's not that person just chose to drink Coke. No. They will pay. They are nudging you without you knowing.
Yeah.
So part of, if at all there are reasons, is that we are living in a time where we have the microwave, we have the drive-thru, we have all this stuff.
Yeah.
Some of these things are indirectly nudging even our expectation.
Yeah.
Not so. Just imagine your small kid that is born. There's already microwave and all that. Things happen quick.
Yeah.
Now, there are certain things that, as I said, they are magic pills for. But for real life, if you want to develop a relationship with somebody, it doesn't happen quick.
Yes.
It takes investment and time.
Yes.
If you want to build a business, except you are a scam or you win the lottery, it doesn't happen quick.
Yeah.
It takes patience and business.
Yeah. Even growing in your profession. And everything else.
Growing in any passion, not so.
In life.
In life, it takes investment and time, and there's a process.
A long time.
Yeah, so what I coach people, because that's part of my passion as well, is that I just want you to focus on the process. Don't worry about the results. If you get the process right, the results will come.
That's it.
Not so. If you get the process right, remember, results are an outcome.
Yeah.
That's what we have to understand.
And the
results
process,
are an outcome of a process.
Yeah, and the process here are these guiding principles.
Are these principles, not
which you have to follow.
Yes. So if you take relationships, for instance, you know that if you treat your partner right, if you are polite with them, and you are going to get that back in return. Most often, of course, there are always exceptions. But if you treat them in a lousy way, you neglect them and all that, what the heck do you think you'll get back?
It's going to be drama. So much drama.
Yeah, of course. So those are, but to your point is one, society is conditioning us in a certain way without us knowing. It's nudging us.
Yeah.
Not so. If you step back in the days of our parent, like now, for instance, let me give you some example, and it happens to all of us. Somebody calls you 1 or 2 times, you don't answer. The next time they call you, answer, they're angry. Why did you not pick my call when I call? Why did you? Because now they expect that you should tie a mobile phone on your neck. Because it's a mobile phone. Who says I must answer you?
You're right.
But in the days of the landline, nobody will say that.
Yeah, that's true.
So you see that it's nudging us without us knowing. We expect people now to behave in a certain way.
Yeah.
But just look at that now at the bigger scheme. What does that mean? It's nudging us in ways that we cannot even explain in words.
Yeah, you're right. You made a very good point. Yeah. Because when I look at this, I see how the library system, I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to research when they give us an assignment.
Yeah.
You'd have to go to the library.
Of course.
And search for that book from like 1 million books. So it would take me sometimes 3 days just to find the book I'm looking for. But now, from your computer screen, you just Google it.
Yes.
And
direct,
you have...
give what you want.
And you gives you direct what you want.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think it's built that impatience in the society.
It is good. We are not saying technology is bad. It's good. However, it's changing our expectation. Remember, it's all about expectation.
Yeah, it's changing the expectations and response time.
Exactly.
of how people want things.
And then it make people victim to you will. Sometimes I hear of people being scammed, and I'm like, dear, like you didn't even open your eyes.
Exactly.
Like this is a cheap scam.
How is this possible? I will double your money in 3 months.
Really? Exactly.
How can money double in 3 months?
You've won $10,000. Yes. What did you do to earn that money?
Well, So I really love your first principle.
Yes.
If you don't mind, maybe breaking it down.
Yes.
Dig into that more now.
So the first principle in the book is in chapter 3, and the principle says always start with vision.
Always start with
no matter what you want to do. Remember, vision is why. A lot of people do things without asking why. Not so. Vision is purpose. Vision is your direction. It's why am I doing this? Why am I spending all my time on this? Why should I spend all my resources on this? Not so. Vision is what direction am I traveling? And why am I doing this? The reason I have that as a first principle is that vision speaks to your motivation. Let me give an example. You will hear that people start the year. This is very common at the beginning of every year. New Year resolution. I want to lose weight. Most women not so. I want to lose weight in this. Then within a month or two, they have completely given up. Then you sit and scratch your head like, why is that happening? Or somebody says that I'm interested in this business. Within 1 or 2, they have given up. Or somebody says I'm interested in this stuff to study. Within 1 or 2, they've given up. So you have to step back. Is that okay? If you had really thought about the motivation, the purpose and the vision, will you really give up in 1 or 2 months after starting? Now, every chapter of this book starts with the scripture. The chapter 3 says, where there is no vision, people are unrestrained. You know what the restraint is? Think of a racehorse, not so. The purpose they put the muzzle on the mouth and the eye is because they want you to focus. So without vision, there is no restraint. Restraint means that people just do whatever they want to do.
There's
because
no control.
If I don't have a vision, you were speaking about the young people with gun violence or whatever. It's because, honestly, some of these people, when they look at their life, they don't see any future. I just want to be honest. It's not that they are bad kids. They are great kids. But somehow, they don't see any hope. They don't see any future. There's no purpose. Not so. And therefore, why should I be... Remember, restraint is self-discipline. I'm not talking about external discipline. It's not that I'm scared of the cops. I'm scared of my parents. It's that when you don't have vision, you lost the self-discipline, because vision gives you self-discipline. Is that I want to make the NBA. If I know that my vision and passion is to make the NBA, then there's a certain discipline that I force on myself.
To achieve that.
So that's why the first principle is that always start with vision, because vision inspires your motivation. It brings self-discipline. It helps you select your crowd. That's what I said in the book. If you know vision, if I know that I'm traveling to Toronto, for instance, then anybody who's not traveling to Toronto, guess what?
You have no connection.
I have no relationship with them. Not so?
Yeah.
Because I know where I'm going. The major issue people have is that, and I said, whether it's in your career, your education, your business, your marriage, especially in marriage, is that most people and the spouse, they don't have the common vision. So that's why it says always start with vision.
Right.
That's where it starts.
Yeah.
Not so.
You really ring a bell to growing up. We used to have this one uncle.
Yes.
And he has his kids, and he you will say like the first one was a pilot, like you go up to be a pilot, a doctor, and
like
this
giving
one.
them different professions.
And even these kids, like we will see even like with ourselves, like we will come back home, your legs are dirty, your t-shirt. These kids, like whenever they come with a strain on their shirt, the dad will ask them, "Do you think doctors behave like this?"
Yeah.
Be like, "No, it happened accidentally." But you see how this kid even behave.
Yes.
They already know where they're going.
Exactly.
They carry themselves to that standard.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's really like important to
to have a
live within
vision.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I noticed myself that when you don't have vision, you have a lot of procrastination happening.
Yeah.
Because you have ideas of things you want to do, but you would never realize them because you just keep sitting there and thinking,
doing some random things.
And you'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it."
Yeah.
And you might end up never doing it.
Yeah.
And you just keep procrastinating on it. And this starts frustrating you and creates lots of other health issues.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you've just brought a good point, because when I say, like, the book goes, it gives you the principle, always have vision, and then I give you the implications. One of them is that you need vision because after vision now, it forces you now to plan.
Yeah.
Not so, because if I have vision that I want to go to Toronto, now I have to come up with a plan on how to get to Toronto.
How am I getting to this place?
How am I going to get to Toronto?
Yeah.
So then it also helps you, it helps you optimize your time. If you don't have a vision, we can just sit here. You see some people, you just sit here, they just call you. I'm going to Montreal now. They just
Let's go. Let's go.
Do you know why they are going? Because they don't know what they are doing.
Yeah, they have no plan.
They have no plan. They have no vision. They have no direction. So things just steal up your time. Then you get to the end of the year and say, bang, I'm 40 years or 50. What did I do with my life? Well, because you didn't have vision.
And you see that a lot in the society.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think now to newcomer or to immigrants, youth, someone?
Yes.
I came 2 weeks ago or 3 months ago or 1 year ago.
Yes.
What do you think how do you think they can apply this principle on?
Very good. Not so. The first thing I'll ask myself if I just come is, why did I come to this country?
Yeah.
Not so. Why did I come to this country? What brought me and what do I hope to achieve? That is as a practical example. Not so. You've come here and maybe you came as a refugee, maybe you came as a student, maybe you came as an
international
experienced
student.
As an experienced person, is what made you to come here.
Yeah.
Not so, because when you come here, you surely have a clear idea of what you want. So that now develops your vision, and then it helps guide the type of things you choose to study, the type of resources that you choose, the type of networks. Not so, because you have to look for your networks. Once you know why you are here and what you want to accomplish, then you can now identify your networks. But not only that, I said in the book that then when you meet somebody can know how to help you. At times you meet some new immigrants, you don't know how to help them. Not so. But once you are really clear what you want, you speak to somebody, you say, oh, okay, if I cannot help you, I know this person who can help you.
Right.
So I think one of the first things, as I said, when you come as an immigrant, you have to know what I want to accomplish while I'm here.
That's very good point.
So that's why it starts with vision. You are here. Okay, great. It's a land of opportunity. You know, do you know how many people are struggling to come to Canada? Even in my family, our family. And they can't come.
I mean, what you just said there, I see this a lot, and that was a good question you asked, Ruben. Because even in the immigrant community and amongst youth, I've worked with lots of immigrant youths, you see this. That within that, you have two sets of youths. Ones that have the vision and know what they want, and those that don't. And the ones that do, when they meet you, they literally tell you what they want and they get it. It's easier to help someone when they have
Who knows
a
what
clearer vision
exactly.
and an idea of what they want rather than someone who just needs help.
Yeah, exactly.
And doesn't know what precisely they need help in.
Exactly.
That's vision is very important.
But do you think like the challenges that immigrants youth, like someone coming to this country and they're alone, like even finding, if someone, I always argue, if someone, regardless of how focused they are, but if they come to this country, then they have like struggle finding a place to stay, or keeping up with their rent, keeping up with their living standard, like food and other things, school and maybe language. Do you think this can somehow move them away from their vision, or?
Well, of course. People are different, not so. Is it going to slow them down? Yes, it is going to slow them down.
Yeah.
It may going to maybe distract them a bit. But however, if you're truly passionate about something, you are going to find a path. Now, I'm not saying that it is easy for immigrants. There are different types of immigrants. You've raised the issue of housing. You've raised the issue of job training. That's something that, a lot of immigrants come here, they already have the education. But they have to retrain. Not so. People come here. So when people come that way, if you still have your vision, you may be slowed down by the challenges, but you're always going to find a way.
If your vision, you stay true to your vision.
You are going to find a path. And then, of course, as we said, there are resources here. I'm not saying that the resources are always 100% effective. But as we said, when you meet someone, they're going to be able to direct you, okay, well, this is where you can get this support. This is where you can get this support. If you want to retrain, these are the organizations that can help retrain you. But you will see some people who have come here, like most people, they'll struggle for the first 3 to 5 years, but because of their vision, once they've found their feet, they're still going to pursue and they're going to make an impact here. Not to speak of myself, look at what you guys are doing. You guys have been here for how many years?
About 6 years.
Very short time. Because this is something that you are passionate about. You've come together, both of you. You have established a plan, you're executing. And now people will look at you and say, well, where did these people just come from? No, but it's because you combine that vision. There's no way you guys would have had something that place at TD. TD place is one of the most prestigious places.
It is.
I know.
You guys got it there. There must be vision behind it, planning behind it, sacrifice behind it. Was it easy? No, it was not easy. But you guys have just proven. And every other immigrant young person will look at you guys,
it will inspire them.
It's going to inspire them. But it starts with vision. You guys had a vision and you made sacrifices to get there.
Exactly.
That's
and
really
I know we may not talk of all the principles.
Yes.
But maybe we should go this way. What's your top 3 principles or top 2 principles apart from the first one there?
Always start with vision is great.
Always having the vision is great. And some ways you can...
That is a starting point,
Some ways you can always help... Let me just add this. Some ways that can help you have a better vision is by... This is funny, but he... helped reiterated this in my life. It's always writing down
the vision.
Writing down little daily things you want to achieve, no matter how difficult you're going through the day. Just writing down, okay, I'm going to do this, and this. Even if it's 2-3 things, just write them down. And if it takes you just doing that 2 things you wrote down, you do it. And that's a good enough way to keep you going.
So what the manual is saying here, if I want to put it in another way, is that you know how they say in the Chinese that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. So you don't try, or in another context, we say that if somebody gives you a whale to eat, you don't try to eat the whole whale at one time. Because at times that's where people really get disappointed and they give up. They don't know how to take their big idea and then they structure it down into sub areas to start accomplishing in the list, because you have to start slowly to build your confidence. You have to start slowly to learn the process. But some people just look at the whale and, why are you asking me to eat the whale? And they'll just give up. So he's saying that the strategy that you use is important. If I may add that. You ask about the top 3. Start with vision is very important for obvious reasons. Because for me, I just don't want to do stuff for doing sake. I don't know about you. I really want to make sure that I'm passionate about it. There is purpose and value, and I am motivated to do it. That's what, you guys are doing all this. You are volunteers. If people don't know that you are volunteers, you are spending money even to do it. When you are passionate about something, you're going to do that.
You invest in it.
Yes, you're going to invest in it. So that's why you have to start with vision. it's going to be challenging for me to pick, but let me speak to some of the issues that may be relevant to us as immigrants.
Yeah.
The next chapter that I have in the book, it talks about your environment, how important your environment is. Now, this comes from a story that Jesus had told. Jesus said that there was a farmer who was planting things.
Yeah.
And he was scattering seeds. He says some seeds fell on different environments. And there's only one seed that really did well. What am I saying? Think of the seed. There was no difference between the different seeds. They had the same, what I call, potential. Immigrants have a lot of potential.
Yeah.
Young, old, no matter where they are, they have the potential. However, if you find yourself with the wrong crowd, it doesn't matter how much potential you have. The crowd may choke up your potential. The crowd may kill your dreams. May kill your ambition. So the second thing I will say there is that chapter that talks about the importance of your environment. That as much as possible, to the extent to which you can, try to pick strategic environments that will challenge you, that will provoke you, that will give you the opportunity to develop your skills. Not so. Because if you have a smart kid and the kid is in the wrong point, it's not that the kid is bad. The kid is not bad. I mean, any of us, if they put you under pressure in the wrong stuff, you behave in a way that you yourself will be shocked.
Exactly.
You yourself will be shocked. So that is something I think is really relevant to the youths that you guys are working with. Is that I so have such a vision and I understand the potential that I have, that I really want to make the sacrifice to develop it. And therefore, even though my friends may laugh at me, but I'm not going to pick that crowd of people to hang out with.
You make a very good point.
I'm not going to pick that crowd.
That's. I'm sorry to just take a little bit of the time there. I'm going to talk a little bit about our previous podcast episode. We had a really amazing dad and a father, Jeruzi, who lost a son through gun violence. And he wasn't even involved in all of this. But it's the company, the friends he had were into this. And he was merely hanging out with them, and the bullet got him. And this kid had registered last year to play in the annual tournament. And just the day it was supposed to start, he got shot. So it goes to tell a lot about how much the people you hang around with. Like we have this thing we always say, show me your friends, I'll tell you who you are. I think it actually goes a lot to impact how much you find yourself and how much you shape yourself in the society with the people around you.
And I'm not saying that it's easy, because those are trade-offs that we have to make. Not so. But the way I put it in the book is that understand why you are making the trade-offs. Is that I have such a good dream, I have such a passion, I have such a potential that I am willing for people to say that I am not the coolest kid in the class. Because I don't take this drug, because I don't do this, because I want to preserve the potential, I want to develop it, and I want to nurture it. It's going to come at a cost, but the cost is worth it. Because I know where I'm going to, I know my vision, I know what I want to achieve in life. I know the impact that I want to make in this city, in this community. I know what I want to accomplish. So it is not easy, especially for young people. I mean, you guys are younger than me, but I remember my youth. It's not easy being a young person.
No, it's not.
There's so much pressure to do stuff and all this, but you have to be driven by your vision and your passion that you have. And then, of course, once you have that, if you look at, because every principle here, I said it has the blunt edge and the sharp edge. Environment is good. If you find a good environment, it's going to nurture you. It's going to inspire you. It's going to challenge you. It's going to give you an opportunity, like what you guys are doing with the kids here. It gives them an opportunity to build different social skills. It gives them an opportunity to fill their time and that with more productive things. So there are good environments as well. And that it takes this conscious awareness and this conscious decision that I am going to invest myself in this area. Because as I said in one of the chapters, potential can be overrated. It can be. I've forgotten the name of this football player, but you guys are young enough, you might not know. This is about 10 years ago. It was a rising star in football in North America. A young guy in the US, I think. And then he got up in some crime that derailed his career. Completely derailed his career. The idea of that you are gifted can be overrated. Don't let it get into your head. It will not amount to anything if you don't plug yourself in the right environment.
Yeah, that's very correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I've listed 2. Start with vision, look at your environment.
Yeah.
The third one that I want to talk about, again, there are 8 principles in the book.
Yeah.
All of them are great.
Yeah.
But it's the one about self-sabotage.
Self-sabotage.
Self-sabotage. I have a principle that says respect self-sabotage as a formidable opponent.
Yes.
A formidable opponent.
Yes. I
Now,
think
humans are hardwired. We are hardwired to identify external threats.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to punch me, I can easily block it. Somebody. We react. But it's very difficult for us to identify threats that come from within us. That's what we call self-sabotage. Because self-sabotage are the actions that you take or the actions you fail to take that are working against you.
that's big. That's big.
The unconscious.
Yeah,
Yes. So that's why I say it's an important one.
Self-sabotage.
Yes, and this is the scripture in the Bible. I said every chapter has a scripture. This is what the scripture says for those who are Christians. It says Proverbs 19:13. I had never seen it in the Bible until I started doing this research.
Proverbs 19:13.
Do you know what it says? It says, people mess up their life by their own stupid action and then they blame God.
Yes. Yes.
Open your Bible. You see,
That's a good one.
Not so, because self-sabotage is that you are blaming everybody else.
Yeah.
Not so.
Not taking responsibility.
For us in the church, it's either God or the devil.
Yeah.
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 Not so. It's either God. We either blame God or we give credit to the devil.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the devil.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the devil. Oh, it's God.
Yeah.
No, God says people mess up their life by their own stupid action and then they blame God.
That's
It's
it.
a system against you.
Yeah.
Have a meet those
We have a lot of people
System
tell you
against
that.
you.
So it's a self-sabotage that we have to be conscious. Now, and so you have to be conscious of your own weaknesses. We all have weaknesses, I included. And if you do not have people around you that tell you the truth, you may not realize it. What do I mean? For some of us, we have our friends that will not tell us the truth when you make a mistake, because it's your friends that can help you catch some of those things that you're not even aware.
Yeah.
You know, that, oh, you are a good, whether you do a stupid thing, you're a good guy, or you're a good guy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You need at least 1 or 2 friends
Who are
that
honest.
have the courage to say, you know what, man, what you did was terrible.
Yeah, this is him for me.
I love you, man. You know, I love you, but what you did, if you continue doing that, you destroy yourself.
Yeah.
You destroy yourself.
And you need that person.
Yes.
Yeah, you do need
just one.
people like
one
that.
of them that you have given them the permission that, bro, whatever you see me, I do something, I give you the right to insult me and call me out. It would do you a lot of good. It would do you a lot of good, because we all have that, what they call blind spot.
Yeah.
That's what the self-sabotage is, your blind spot. You may not even realize it. Not so. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, as I said, especially for those who are people of faith, it's not your ancestral spirit that is chasing you.
Yeah, village people.
It is not the curses that is chasing you. It's not that. Look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah. I think for the most part, as a young person, I struggle with it.
Yeah.
But the more you grow and the more you think about it, what I come to realize is what are you thinking about when you are alone?
Yeah.
What are your thought process?
Yeah.
What are if you don't have constructive ideas or things that you're working on, a productive mind, they say an idle mind is a devil's workshop. Self-sabotage literally sets in and makes everybody becomes a fault. Like literally, they'll look for a fault, and even if you're driving, you will still see fault in everyone else on the road
except yourself.
That's how it is. And when you realize that everyone is pissing you off on the road, then you ask yourself, is it really them or me? That's the part that people find it hard to ask themselves this question. Am I really the jinx in this puzzle that keeps making everything
or is it somebody else?
Or is it someone else?
Do you think if someone again, just being the devil's advocate here. But do you think someone sabotaging themselves, then they will end up like self-blaming, like pretty much blaming themselves even in things that are not their fault?
It is rare.
No, it is not rare. In fact, that is one aspect of self-sabotage.
Oh yeah.
Not so. There are certain people that they so blame themselves. they are so hard on themselves.
Oh yeah. I know those people.
You can be so hard on yourself that it becomes a sabotage in action.
Yeah.
Not so. There are times where you have to cut yourself some slack.
Yeah.
You know, I blew it and all that, but I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to bounce back and I'm going to move on. Yeah. So there is an aspect of that, and those are some of the things that people have to learn how to handle. As I said in the book, seek professional help.
Yeah, usually in situations of relationship.
Help. Yeah,
I've seen this.
Yeah, seek professional help. This is one of the issues with self-sabotage for the one that you have just bring.
Yeah.
One of the things that I talked about there is that besides our blind spots, some of them are things that were not resolved in you. So there are certain hurts that you had, maybe from childhood. There are certain offense that you might have held in a relationship that you have never really talked about it.
Yeah.
You've never, then one day you just see that you explode.
Yeah.
Why do you think you explode? And your partner will turn and look at you, but is it just because I just said that, please bring me that bread?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's not that I want to use Will Smith here, but look at what happened at the Oscar.
Yeah.
Do you think that is what Chris Ross said? Do you really think that? No. This is what they call the tipping point. Not so. It's like a faucet in your house is leaking.
Yeah.
It's falling into a bucket. Every day is drip, drip, drip. You are just ignoring it. One day it's going to overflow, then it will tip. Yeah. Unfortunately for Will Smith, guess where it happened? In front of everybody. But it happens to all of us in private all the time.
It does.
It's because there was something, I believe, that people have been doing to Will Smith that he's been burying. Then that day came, he said, you know what, I'm not going to take this again. I'll bet you that it has very little to what Chris Rock said.
Yeah.
It was something that was not addressed. That's why I said in the book that you can seek professional help. Look for a counselor, look for a therapist, or go to your pastor or your spiritual leader. When you have such things, if you don't address them, it can just blow up at the worst possible time.
Yeah. And I think self-sabotage doesn't come bigger than that. Because this Will Smith got to lose his Grammys and all the Oscars and everything else which was coming up. His project, Men in Black 3 movie, which was coming up. He lost everything. Suspended and ripped off from his titles.
And what I want to say is that none of us are immune to that. His is unfortunate that it happened, like the tipping point happened at the worst possible time. Not so. But as I said, for us in our private spaces, normally nobody knows you. You blow up here, you blow up there, you blow up there. But most reason why you blow up is because there was something that you were bearing. You were not talking about it. There was this hurt that you were not talking about it. And so for all of us, if we find that, then you seek help. You talk about it. You bring it to the open. Because when you bring something to the light, you take away the power that it has over you. You disarm it.
That's true.
When you bring it to the light, you disarm it. Now you've talked about it. Now it's been addressed. And then you can now make sure that thing is not going to haunt you again.
Wow. The book is...
that's just 3 chapters. So go ahead.
The book is an amazing piece.
It is very educative. Very educative.
For someone looking forward to buy this book.
Yes.
Where can they find it and how much does it cost?
Good question. And so there are 3 formats of the book. So depending on how you love to consume your book. If you love an audio book, there's an audio format. If you love an ebook, there's an e-format. If you love a hard copy, there's a hard format. The hard copy you can get it from Amazon. You go on Amazon, you choose Life, you're going to get it there. But I think we're also going to share the link at the bottom of this video, and which is going to list how you can get all the different versions. If you are on the Android phone or on the Apple Place, there's an audio book that you can buy for those who just love to listen. Or if you love to read an ebook, you can read it on your phone as well.
Amazing. How long did it take? Like for someone, I'm writing my own book too.
Yes. Congrats. That's good. Yes.
Looking at this one, and I think I would order a piece of my to refresh my mind. But how long did it took you to write this book?
Well, you know how the pandemic started? Everyone had a pandemic project. That is my pandemic project.
Wow.
So it took me a year and a half.
No way.
Yeah, a year and a half to finish it. Yes.
That is amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. A year and a half?
Amazing.
That's my pandemic project,
and it's really educative, really informative, full with so much knowledgeable information about life, how to navigate life, and guiding principles as well to help you navigate everything which you need.
And it's very funny on how like someone reading this book, like I've had a privilege to just go through some context.
Yes.
And you feel like this is pretty much someone sharing their lifetime experiences.
Yes. Yeah.
And
that is basically how I wrote the book, not so.
Yeah.
I'm not telling people what I'm not doing myself. As Emmanuel know, I mentor a lot of young people.
Yeah.
So there's some of the principles that I use to mentor and I coach them as well. And I help to guide them. And those are the same things that guide my life now. I mean, I have young kids that I'm raising up. And just to put it out there that in every area, if you want to be successful, the first thing to do is not try to be successful. First is study. What are the principles that govern success in this area? That's what this book is all about. Yeah, and then you apply those principles. If you apply them, I bet you're going to be successful. Yeah. It doesn't matter what you do. First, study the principles. Don't just start doing the stuff. How do you know you are doing it right? How do you know where you are going? Not so start with the basics. What are the principles for success in this area? And then now you submit and you apply them. That gives you the best odds to be successful, as opposed to hoping that there's a magic pill. I'm just taking this magic pill, or I'm just going to get this quick scheme. I'm just waiting for the man of God to say this, and all my problems are solved. Well, keep waiting. Not so. Other people are changing the world because they're applying the principles. You are there searching for magic pills. You're running from left to right, which, as we know, the magic pills, they're going to disappoint you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I understand you launched the book already.
Yes.
I think last month or so.
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago.
Yes.
How was the experience? How did it go? And
wow. We had a good turnout. We had about 120 people.
No way.
Oh, yes. We sold about 80 to 100 books that day. And then, of course, we generated a lot of buzz on social media.
Yeah. That's amazing, man.
I was really humbled by the turnout. In fact, I met one lady who bought 2 books. I said, where did you hear about it? It was a Caucasian lady. She said, I saw it on Instagram.
No way.
Wow, yeah.
No way.
She just came in, and she bought 2 books.
To those unaware, like we were also expecting you to come at the event, and I suspect
it was the same time.
It got busy with you, and hopefully, like we will love to have you at one of our events, and
definitely,
you listening to what you've just been talking now. It's like if you just have a moment of 30 minutes.
Yes.
Of you presenting,
definitely,
and having those questions and answers.
I just had an event this weekend, not so. The event I had this weekend was how to distinguish yourself from the crowd. And so, in which I taught people about that. So, if you guys see value in the book, and stuff like that, and you want me to come and teach the youths on some of those stuff, by all means,
for sure. I will. My personal, I will order a book.
We are here to
read through and and get empowered.
For anyone who's looking to buy the book, what can you tell them, or what will be your
advice for them? As we've said, there is a link that is going to be shared at the bottom of this podcast. You can see the different places to buy the book. You can see my social media handles as well, because if you want to follow, you want to learn more. And of course, I'm working on the next book for relationships. God willing, it's going to come out next year. Because next year, I'm going to be celebrating how many years in marriage? 20.
20 years
Don't mind
in
that
marriage.
I'm young like this. I got married when I was 25. So next year, 20. So my wife and I were working on a book for the young people on relationships.
Wow, you mentor us.
Stay tuned. Follow the social media handles, and you're going to start. I will start writing a basic blog on some of the ideas while I'm writing the book. Yes.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
That's really amazing.
You better have 20 of those books.
We'll definitely choose life. Choose life.
Choose life. Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Jacob.
I'm glad to be here.
It was amazing learning from your book, and of course from your experiences.
Yes.
For those watching this episode or listening to this episode, the description of the book, Choose Life. It's on our bio, and of course down this video. And for those listening this episode on Spotify audios, you can find this book on
Amazon,
on
Apple Books,
and Google Books. And if you can search for Jacob, what's your Instagram handle?
My name is Jacob Duala-Ekoko.
Okay.
Jacob Duala-Ekoko. Yeah. Okay. If you just search Choose Life and you type my first name, you're going to find it.
Oh, okay, then you will have the book Jacob Choose Life.
Yeah.
I will encourage everyone to buy the book and read. The book is I would say is a lifetime investment.
It is. It's a must-have if you are a reader, if you're someone who's looking into improving yourself, into self-development, and into finding your path in life, your purpose in life. I think this is a must-have and a must-read in order to, from someone who's actually been there, done it, and is still living it.
Yeah. So, and not even those who like reading, even those who love here. If you don't love reading, then you can listen and listen to the audio and even the book or the paperwork.
Just guided towards self-improvement.
Thank you so much. This is a blessing.
Thank you.
This is a blessing, and for sure, just like what I've said, I'm getting my copy ASP.
Oh yeah.
So that I can.
It is a must-have. It is a must-have, and I think when you even just talked about like the part where you said King Solomon. You quoted King Solomon about the axe, sharpening your axe.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this book is what you need to sharpen your axe. So if you don't sharpen it.
This is how the quote goes. It says, if you don't sharpen your axe, it will be hard to use.
If you don't sharpen your axe, it will be hard to use.
If you are wise, you'll know what to do.
There you go. That's a good one. If you're wise people, you know what to do. You know what to
buy
do.
the book.
Yeah, sharpen your axe, people.
Yes. And maybe, Mr. Jacob, do you have maybe a final message to our viewers or to someone expecting to buy the book or listen to this episode?
I just want to speak to the young people. Your future is ahead of you. You have remarkable potential. And the land of Canada has remarkable opportunities. Of course, there are challenges. But there are people here who are willing to help you. There are people here who are willing to mentor you. And there are people here that are willing to guide you to ensure that you truly become your potential. And so I really want to remind you about that. Don't give up, work hard, and the future is bright.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you so much. You've been listening to and watching the Immigrant Experience podcast, where we bring you innovative, new, and informative advocacy message. Welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Keep listening.
And for those watching this video on YouTube, thank you so much. Please share the message with your friends and families.
Yes.
And for those listening on Spotify, thank you so much for listening. And please download the audio and share with your friends and contacts. Subscribe to our channel. And thank you. See you next time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Immigrant Experience, a program we hope will have an impact on the future of newcomer immigrants and Canada at large. We hope you enjoyed the show, and if you did, make sure to subscribe, like, and share. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, hook up with us on Instagram at Anyo_2021. # the Immigrant Experience. See you guys next time.